Welcome back, folks. I think today what I'm going to try and do is explore this fuel tank a little bit. I'm going to take the fuel level sender out. I have a microscopic camera or whatever it's called that I can poke down inside there and have a look around. And it's not too bad. And my plan is to go and there's a dent in it here and a dent in it over there. So what I want to do first is clean out the gas tank with muriatic acid. Try and get any gas residue out of there, get the inside all cleaned up. And then get these dents out. I think I am going to try and plug all of the openings and put some air pressure to it, and then heat up the areas that are dented and hopefully pop them out. I did try previously without any heat. I put some air pressure to it, and I wasn't really successful. I backed off because I was putting too much air pressure to it. So hopefully using the heat, it won't take as much pressure, and I can push them back out into shape. So that's my hope. Now, take a little closer look at this. Oops, where are we? Over here. Okay, now there's the one dent right there. I don't know how well that's showing up. And you can see the dent all through here. Now that one's not too severe. I think that should pop out without too much trouble. I think this corner one will be the hard one to get out. But anyway, I'm going to have a go at it. First we'll have a look inside. A lot of goop on the float. Okay, I'm going to try this again. Now, let's see. This is what I'm working with. A handheld digital endoscope. Not sure if I got this thing figured out properly or not. Power button. And it's on. And camera button, hold it down, should go to video. Try again. It's showing me a camera, but I can't tell if it's on video. Try again. Now it's on video and it's recording, I think. Oh, turn on the light. On bright. Okay. We're getting it. Now you can see, well, I can see that there's a couple of baffles down in there. So if I go straight down, I go through the first baffle and so on, down to the second baffle, I guess. Now I'm right down to the far end of the tank. You can see the edges of the tank. I don't know. I can switch between the angles. Yeah, that looks out towards the side a bit, I guess. Oh, there's the side camera. See, now that doesn't look too bad at all. Now, I don't know how hard it is to rotate this thing. Oh. Now that's got to be pointing towards the bottom of the tank. And the rest of the surfaces of the tank don't look all that bad. Change this camera. Anyway, that's pretty cool. Okay. Turn that off, and hopefully I got a recording out of that I can show you. Okay, now just a little experiment. Just got a little bit of Varsol out of the Varsol tank, and I'm going to see what Varsol will do to this. This is the float from the sending unit, and it's got the same tar on it that's in the bottom of that tank. So let's see if Varsol will do much to it. Well, not very well. Okay, next. Now let's see what carb cleaner does to it. Now this is the stuff that's made for it, so. Plain old WD-40. Not doing much. Okay. I've got a bit of water handy here for rinse or flush, but what I'm going to try and do is put on some straight muriatic acid and see what that does. Stinks. Get away from the fumes from that. Well, I don't know. I don't know. Gotta make sure I neutralize that acid. Did it just need more time? I'm not sure. Okay. Next experiment, I'm going to go and I'm going to submerge it in the Varsol and let it sit for quite a while. And maybe give it a stir up every once in a while. Because, I mean, I could always pour a gallon of Varsol in and just let it work away for even a couple of days if I needed to. Anyway, I'm going to go submerge it and then we'll see what happens. Okay, let's have a look and see if that Varsol did anything. It's been soaking in there for about 18 hours. And certainly soaking alone didn't do much because it's still on there pretty hard. Now it'll come off with a little bit of brushing, a little elbow grease. But stuff's pretty tough. I think I'm going to get some natured alcohol because I've been reading that works. So that's what I'll try next. I feel like I didn't get a lot done over the past week, but actually I suppose I got a lot done. It's just not a lot that really shows. Um, I got my big parts order in. I recorded some of the unboxing of that, but I don't think you'd find that all that interesting. So I may only just show a couple of highlights, a few of the things that got me more excited. But now that I've got all of that in, basically I've got all my brake components, master cylinders, wheel cylinders, brake shoes, brake lines. Um, so I can really get going on that chassis. I was kind of running out of things to work on. Now I'm feeling totally overwhelmed because I got so many things on the go that I got to work on. But we just plug away at it a little bit at a time. Anyway, I was away for about 4 days this week. I was down in Regina and picked up a few things there that I needed, and one of them was some plywood for making the floors. The MGA, the 59 MGA, had wooden floors and used quite a bit of wood. And so I picked up a sheet of Baltic birch. I'm going to bring it over and show you because I think this is pretty sweet. Now, I don't know how well you can zoom in on the edge of that, but this stuff is, it's 9 plies. They actually call it Russian birch, and it's 9 plies, and it has an exterior glue, so it should be good and strong. Basically, I went to a place that I know is specializes in more unusual plywoods and stuff rather than the normal cabinet plies, and basically asked him for what he would suggest. That I needed something that would be structural because it was the floor of the car, as well as being rot resistant, moisture resistant. And he instantly recommended this stuff, and I think it looks awesome. Well, the other thing I did, oops, this out of the way. Okay. I took my engine block plus the crank and the head and everything down to a friend of mine in Regina, just because I wanted to see what it was that what I had. And so I found out that the engine block looks pretty good. I did have sent it down to Winnipeg. It's being bored and decked and honed and hot tanked, and it'll come back all fitted for pistons. So I got that on the way. And the crankshaft, I'm going to do a bit of polishing and see what I can do. I don't know how well you can see in there that center main. I'm going to see if that'll polish out, but there's a good chance I'm going to have to get this crankshaft ground. And if I do, I know in the Regina area, that's about a 6-month turnaround. So I'm going to have to do a little shopping and see if anybody can do that a little quicker. But all in all, it's not too bad because it has been reground once, but it's only 10 thou undersize on both the connecting rods and the main bearing. So there's plenty of room to do a little more machining. So now what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to mask off all the bearing surfaces, and I'm going to sandblast it, and then I'm going to polish the journals and see how they clean up. What else? Oh, the gas tank. Um, I did take a little bit of video footage with, I think it's an endoscope camera. But anyway, I poked it down inside and had a little look around, and there's quite a bit of gunk down in there. And I did a little bit of experimenting with some of the chemicals that I had here, and nothing was really doing a good enough job. So then, while I was down in Regina, I got myself, oops, there we go, some methyl ethyl ketone, MEK, and that's supposed to be the stuff I need to get that inside of that tank cleaned up. So we'll have a go at that. What else? I've got these aluminum panels, and they go on the side of the chassis like that, so that can go on. Obviously, I have to cut the floors. What else? I don't know. Like I say, I'm feeling a little overwhelmed. I picked up sheet metal. I picked up a sheet of 18 gauge steel, so that I can get started on the body soon too. Anyway, what else? Well, I guess. I know what else. Bought myself a backup camera, a rear view camera to put on the back of my motorhome, so I've got to install that. I'm trying to do some repairs. I've got a tow bar. It's just a mess in here. But anyway, I've got to overhaul my tow bar. I've got to do some work on my trailer. This little excursion I want to go on. I want to put the Mini on the trailer and pull it behind the motorhome. So I've got to do some work on all of that. I guess that's all I can think of for now. But yeah. Okay. I've put the fuel level sending unit back in, just to seal the hole. I've also taken one of my gas lines and cut it off so I could find a way of plugging the fuel supply line. So I've got that sealed off. The fuel inlet, I've just taken the old fuel filler hose and I've shoved a paint spray can lid in there to seal up the end. That might get dissolved before we're done, but we'll see what happens with it. And so now I'm going to pour in about a gallon of this methyl ethyl ketone, and see if that'll get rid of that gunk. So maybe I'll just try that to start. this end. I'm going to let it sit on the end for a little while because there's quite a bit of that goop on the other end. This is the way it has been sitting for the last few months, and it seems some of that stuff is still liquid and has gone right down to the far end. And yeah, so I'm just going to squish it around. I don't know if I really got enough in there. I can hardly even feel it sloshing. Anyway, you get the idea. I'll be back. See it leaking out of here a little bit. I'll have to be careful if I try to sand it on this end. This end shouldn't be too bad because it's never stood on that end. So I think when we do the bottom, that should take care of it, I think. Anyway, swish it around as much as I can. Okay, well, I'm going to wrap this video up. Otherwise, it's going to get a little bit too long. But thanks for watching. And come on back and see how I make out with this this gas tank. I'm going to leave that MEK in it for at least 24 hours, maybe even a couple of days, and just every time I come by, give it a little rock and a swish, and try and get that varnish loosened off in there. And after that, then I'll use the muriatic acid, and that'll be to kill any rust inside the tank. And then I'll apply the heat to the outside and try and get the dents out. And after all of that, then I can sandblast the outside and paint it and finish it up. But I know I've been successful on the inside. So please like and subscribe, and come on back. And next week we'll have a look and see how I made out with the gas tank. Thanks again. See you next time.